Hi, everybody. It's time for another news segment. So an update, and just the fact that Michael Grant is up here giving a Stern update is pretty newsworthy in itself. So today is November 20th, and you started with Stern?
Tuesday,
November 16th. Please welcome Michael Grant in his new capacity.
well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. It's an honor and a privilege to be here presenting to you the Stern update for 2021 Pintastic. Just a little bit about myself. I got into pinball casually when I was a younger person, waiting for a pizza on vacations at Cape Cod, playing in the game rooms, Bear Pond Park in the summers. I'd walk over to the local arcade at Bear Pond, and that's where I really got the bug for pinball.
Have a slide there.
So, Michael Grant, Marketing Manager, Stern Pinball. So, here are some games that were very influential to me in my early pinball playing experience. Top left, you'll see Williams Slugfest, Pitch and Bat. That's the first game that really drew me in back to the arcade to try to hit home runs and win baseball cards on Bear Pond. Really enjoyed the sound, the overall choreography. Baseball was really important to me at the time. And just the experience of hitting a home run and watching animations and learning the geometry and the physics of the ball and the flipper and what can happen was really intriguing to me. So that planted a seed early in my youth. I was about 9 years old. So time went on, and I played pinball here and there, but I wasn't really a pinball player per se until I went on vacation in Cape Cod, and there was a sports bar, and they had a World Cup soccer, and we went there for lunch, and I put a few quarters in and played a couple games, and I had fun, and I had some downtime later that day, and I had a bicycle, and I bicycled down by myself and played World Cup soccer all afternoon and did the same thing for the next few days, and that's when I knew I really liked pinball. Shooting something as simple as shooting that soccer goal over and over again. It was an easy objective that I understood, and it was very gratifying, and I had fun. Of course, Attack from Mars, flipping around on that, getting multi-balls, the sound calls on that game are incredible. And of course, Twilight Zone really showed me what a pinball machine could be. So, Lord of the Rings and Star Trek. So, in 2013, I was living in Somerville, and I saw an episode of Ingenious Minds on TV on the Science Channel. And it was an episode featuring Robert Gagnon, a pinball champion in Canada. And they talked about his pinball abilities and all his accomplishments. And it spurred something in me. Said, "Oh, I remember pinball. I used to love pinball. I completely forgot about pinball. Huh, interesting." So that planted a seed, and then maybe the next year, 2014, I was on a date at Canopy Lake Park in New Hampshire, and we were going on all the rides, and we were walking down, and I saw the pinball arcade in the corner of my eye. I said, "Let's go play some pinball. This will be fun." We played all the games, and eventually I hopped on Lord of the Rings and got a multi-ball. I got a really good score for me at the time, and I had a sense of euphoria that I haven't felt in I don't know how long. At that moment, I knew I needed more pinball. So I got online, and I went on YouTube and looked up all the games I used to play, Twilight Zone, World Cup Soccer, and just reliving all those memories and remembering all the games I used to play. And then I found a pinball enthusiast group on a social media website, and I saw a picture of someone holding a beer in front of their game, and they said, the caption was, "What a great day to relax after a hard day's work." And I said, "You can own a pinball machine?" It never occurred to me. So I went on Craigslist and I found a Stern High Roller Casino for sale in New Hampshire. And I went up, played it, and that was my first purchase. And that was early 2015, I think. And Alan, kid I bought it from, told me about this thing called New England Pinball League. I didn't really understand what you mean, you compete. I just like pinball. Competition wasn't really something that was important to me, but I thought it might be a good excuse to hang out and talk to other people that like pinball. So I didn't sign up right away, but he did also tip me off that there are other collectors that have really amazing collections with all these cool games that you don't really see anymore. So I made a concerted effort to be on the lookout for that. So then I was on another social media group, for sale page, I think, and I saw a game for sale in Wakefield, Mass. And the game for sale wasn't the one I wanted, but the game next to it was Gottlieb Freddy Krueger game. And it just so happened to be for sale in my hometown, and I messaged Chuck, and he was the president of the NEPL at the time, the largest pinball league in the world. I ended up buying that game, and at that point, I decided to sign up for League, and I didn't know what to expect at League. I wasn't sure. I figured I'd be like the youngest guy there. I really wasn't sure who likes pinball. Like, I thought I was on an island, and I was in the middle of the pack. There were younger people, there were people my age, there were older people. Everyone had one thing in common. We all loved the silver ball. So I knew this was something special. So I joined the league, and the league, this is 2016. I joined the league, and that's really what really got me started. Next slide here. So this is as I became a collector. This is some of my collection. Stern Aerosmith LE, Flintstones, Bally Lady Luck, my first game, Stern High Roller Casino. I see Terminator 2 and the Freddy game and Walking Dead LE. I really like pinball machines, and pretty soon, now that I know I'll be here out in Chicago for the long haul, I got to get these games shipped back out to me. So we're working on that. Let's see. Next slide here. So I became a competitive player through New England Pinball League and doing local tournaments and stuff. So here's just some pictures. Top left here is the first tournament I ever won at the Southern New Hampshire Pinball Club, the Wednesday night knockout, next to Mike Testa and Mike Schmidt. Top right corner is Pinburg 2019? All those people there in the front are New England Pinball League players. And Chuck Webster, not pictured, took the photo. Lower left is, I think, third place in like B division or something at Arcadia National Bar. And then the bottom right is Pin Mania.
So a couple Maine events. So we've hit Massachusetts, Maine, and New Hampshire so far.
Yes.
Got 3 to go.
That's right.
For the 6 New England states.
Let's see. And then here's the license plates I had to turn in. Well, I didn't have to, but I traded in my pinball license plates for a career in pinball. I had made the decision that I wanted pinball to be part of my life, and I reached out to all the pinball machine manufacturers and made it very clear that I wanted to work in pinball. At the time, I had a career in sales for a wholesale distributor of sports collectibles and entertainment and gaming collectibles. So we sold everything from sports cards to Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, accessories, all that sort of stuff. So I really developed an experience working with retailers and consumers on lifestyle brand products, people that identify with Pokemon, with Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering players, they do their Friday Night Magic, and that's what they do. It's their social circle. And I found myself doing the same thing with pinball. Pinball is my lifestyle. This is who I am and what I want to do full time. So I made contact with American Pinball. They happened to need a sales guy. They had a new game coming out. I accepted the role. This is in February of 2020. So I packed up my truck, me and my cat, and we drove 16 hours to Chicagoland, and I started my career in pinball. I was with American Pinball for 21 months. I learned the ropes. Really grateful for the opportunity. Made a lot of good connections, a lot of good experience that really helped me, a lot of mentors along the way. And that prepared me to where I am now at Stern Pinball as marketing manager. Extremely grateful. I'm thankful. I'm really excited, and I feel like I'm just finally getting started. So, ready to hit the ground running.
More slides?
Yeah, more slides. So let's talk about what I'll be doing at Stern. So, pictured here is Zach Sharp, Director of Marketing, Stern Pinball. I'll be working closely with Zach on all marketing initiatives. So, everything from social media posts, promoting events, working with the IFPA on creating new fun events and promotions, content creation, so like videos and flyers to promote the events, anything and everything you can think of marketing. I'll be working with Zach hand in hand on that. He's taking me under his wing, showing me the ropes. I'm in what you might call Stern boot camp, learning everything I need to know, learning all the processes. So very excited to be working with Zach. He's been great so far, and the team at Stern have been wonderful, and they've really embraced me, and I feel like they're just as excited to have me as I am to be on their team. So I'll also be working with Tyler Carson, the recently hired Director of Location Sales. So Tyler and I will be working to promote the Stern Army and getting more games on location, more Stern Army locations, more games, more pinball, more prizes, more fun for everyone, just more community. So that's something we'll be working on, not just here, but all over the world. We want more organized play, more tournaments, launch parties. This weekend is the first eligible weekend for Godzilla launch parties. So I know back in Chicagoland I missed the Godzilla launch party, but certainly grateful to be here. So we'll be working with Tyler on promoting that and just getting more Stern games out on the field. And then, of course, you've probably seen the Insider Connected. I'll be working with the Stern team on all Insider Connected initiatives. So that's a little QR code reader on the right-hand corner of Godzilla, and all Stern LCD screen games will have this connectivity. Basically, it turns your pinball machine into a full-fledged video game system. There's achievements, there's challenges. There'll be like challenge quests coming up. Lots of things to come. We're really just at the tip of the iceberg now, but there's tons of stuff that we can do to help locations, run events, have prizes and promotions. Just another reason for people to play pinball and try it, something new. And I think it'll be really beneficial for everyone. I know just playing myself, like, oh, I haven't had my super jackpot in this game yet. Let me go for that. It's fun to collect them, and there'll be badges at events, and really the sky's the limit on what we could do. We're really just getting started on that.
So that's the hype for Stern also at IAPA, apparently, is you're talking all about Insider Connected. And where do you or Tyler or Zach or other people that we haven't named yet fit in with the operator side? So you're pushing to have operators do events at locations, or you're pushing to have players come to a location and say, if the operator put the game there, we'll make it special?
All of the above, all above. If there are any locations out there that want to be a Stern Army location, please reach out to me or reach out to Tyler. My email address is michael.grant@sternpinball.com. We'll be happy to help you with the process. Or if you're a player and you want your location to be a location, you can reach out to us, talk to your operator, talk to the location, let it be known, and we'll help get the ball rolling.
Yeah, so those terms are explained here on the chart, the famous structure of the industry chart that we bring every year. And the operator, some operators might be a little reluctant, like they've been in a world where they just talk to the locations. They don't know who the players are. So if some random player comes, calls them, sees their sticker on the game or whatever, and finds out who the operator is Stern looking to make that, make the operator more open-minded? Go ahead and talk to a player. Don't just go through the location.
Well, absolutely. Our hope is that operators embrace this technology. I think it will be great for returning players, giving people just more reasons to come play the games. I think there's added benefit for everyone. Players seem to like it, and there's really tons of untapped potential. We really haven't even hit the tip of the iceberg. There's lots to come. So just, I recommend you sign. If you haven't signed up for an account, you can go to insider.sternpinball.com. Just type in your information, and it creates a little an avatar. You pick out a badge and your name, your username, and then it gives you a QR code. And you scan that QR code when you start a new game, and it keeps track of all your scores and all your progress on any Stern game you play that's Insider connected.
And if I understand it correctly, the Insider Connected Pro for the operators, they've got a whole different view of what's going on with Insider Connected. Do they know player names? Like, do they see who's playing a lot? If it's a registered name player that's, this guy is coming to this location and playing my connected game?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer right now. But that's certainly something to look into. I don't know the answer.
Because that could be part of the answer to the other question about...
I think, information going up and down would be important. I agree. So more information to come on that. I don't know the answer. I just started, but it's a good question. I agree.
Yeah. If you in the audience have questions, you should be lining up at the question mic there. I've got a bunch of questions that we can keep going with that, but... I think Insider Connected has been the main generator of questions. So, to the extent that you've learned what you can talk about,
sure.
Everything else you can't talk about yet. So, there's the known unknowns or the known not speak abouts are both in the same pool right now. So, what is the Stern Army?
So Stern Army is essentially it's organized. It's a network of organized play. We want people to so if locations are running an event, right? So we recommend that they're registered with the IFPA. You get world ranking points. That's a whole separate thing, but world ranking points. People like to the more you play, the more points you get. The more points you get, the higher you are in your world ranking and state rankings. There are state championships. So the Stern Army is basically a vehicle to provide organized play. You can win prizes. It's prize support. There's random giveaways. So it's a reason to meet people. It's more community. It basically just means more pinball, more community, more games, more players, more fun.
Well, everyone. I think there's an implication with using the term army that, like, if a location wants to have some pinball night, that would otherwise be a slow night, that somehow a lot of staffing, people could come in because they're in this army.
That reminds me, and people operators running the Stern Army are Stern ambassadors. So they're just helping promote the Stern brand, getting the name out there, getting the games out there, and providing a place for people to play and have a good time. People like winning prizes, especially you get the Insider Connected too. There'll be challenge quests coming for that too. So there are a lot of things that can be done.
So it sounds like Tyler is going to be focusing particularly on the stack that's on the left of our chart here, which includes an operator not owning the location, but just being the provider of games to a location, ancillary entertainment, as Gary Stern likes to say. And do you also have some involvement with the direct sales of the Stern product to the players to have in their home? Is that part of your world?
At this time, no.
Okay, so
I'm strictly
you
marketing.
also will be trying to do further expansion of public exposure on location.
Yes, and part of my responsibilities as Stern ambassador will be going to shows, attending shows, and just hanging out, community. So I expect to be here every year.
Well, we
all the key
certainly
shows.
hope to also have our tournament, our Silver Ball Rumble, be in the Stern Pro Circuit for as long as we can keep our strength up. And in this part of the country, we've got a lot of strong players, so
Absolutely.
that should help. I see a question up here.
Who is team lead on the Stern Insider Connected? Is it George Gomez? And will you be working with the IFPA in the future for sponsored tournaments?
Yes, I'll definitely be working with the IPA on tournaments and new events, new promotions. I don't know how to answer that. I'm not sure. I guess it's George, but I don't know. I don't know yet.
Yeah, certainly Stern wants to show that this is a whole corporation effort behind Insider Connected, so that's
Yeah, it's a team effort.
part of the
It's not
reason
one person.
for George to be
Yeah.
supervising it, because as the chief creative officer, he would have to get everybody else to, always be thinking, John Borg here? He's probably telling John Borg, don't forget to be thinking about new ways to use Insider Connected, and he's got to tell you guys that some things are coming along that might involve players in a different new way, a new kind of achievement or whatever. Do we have any stories so far of anything happening with Insider Connected? Any early reports of things that have happened?
Well, the signups at Expo were great. It seems like everybody were, because I've had time to look at the reports, and lots of people signed up and played, really embraced playing, using their insider accounts at Expo. I mean, that's the most I can report. Seems people really like it. If there are any questions about it, we'd be happy to answer.
Mhm. Okay, other questions from the audience? We have about 5 more minutes, so, if you're thinking, I'll hang back and wait, don't wait much longer.
Yes, Mom?
How far will your reach out be for marketing?
Geographically, you mean?
Geographically.
What is your
Glo-
geographical?
Globally, yes. Our hope is to have Stern Pinball games anywhere and everywhere.
Okay, so how many languages are you going to have to learn how to speak? I guess there are countries we've always known have been big for pinball: Germany, France, Italy, Spain.
Australia.
Australia, yeah. I see another question coming in.
For app development on Stern Insider Connected, when can we expect that? Is it early 2022? Do you know?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
It seems like there was more behind that question. So people are going to build apps using a app developer kit? or-
I don't know.
Don't know yet.
The new guy card, sorry.
Okay. Please use the microphone if you could, so we can, or hurry up and shout at your question. Okay, that wasn't a question. He's withdrawing the question. Martin.
Yes, Barton.
Martin Ayub of Pinball News, who will be sitting up front with me very soon after this.
Looking forward to that. Now, Michael, having seen the pinball industry from 2 different companies, would you say that when you were not at Stern that there was some concern over how dominant Stern Pinball are in the pinball manufacturing business and sales and operations? They seem to be sort of like the 800-pound gorilla now, and before you were sort of fighting them to an extent, and now you're part of that.
Sure.
That's why they have an army, because they want to be.
Look, more pinball is better for everyone. A rising tide raises all ships. I think a little friendly competition is a good thing. More games, more pinball is better for everyone. Look, I'm a pinball player first and foremost. I think it's great for the industry.
You have a question?
Yeah, I guess it's a player level question. What Stern game do you think is the most challenging?
Most challenging. I would say at the moment, I need more time on it. So in defense, I still need more time on it. Well, I say maybe Avengers? I'm not sure.
Turtles?
Due to COVID, I haven't been able to play, a lot of the games repetitively to familiarize myself with the shots, the geometry, the rules, and whatnot. So, in defense, I really don't. I've played, I think, 3 games on AIQ. So,
So you really haven't explored it
no,
that much?
not
yet.
really.
Yeah. And did you hear anything back from IAPA about, in the Stern booth, what they were seeing and hearing there, or how the reaction was?
Not as of yet. Not yet.
Yeah, it
no.
just sort of closed on
Yeah, yeah.
Thursday, so
People are still in the air, I think. So.
packing up.
Yeah.
We have, there's just so much. To follow up on that last question, the question before Martin's question, Stern, they talk about the whole spectrum from, they can be a contract manufacturer, or they could before supply chain shortages anyway, and they can do this for game developers, and they can do this for locations, and they've got the Stern Army, and they have the studio system, so a guy with an idea can bring something to Stern, and maybe they'll accept it in as part of the Stern catalog. So it seems like they're just so spread out over so many things, and we are hoping that people like you will clarify a lot of that over time.
Certainly.
And maybe there's some of these things I just mentioned you might not even have paid much attention to up to now. So you're mainly consumer facing, is that right? Or operators too?
No, all facets of our all facets. I'll be supporting locations, operators, and consumers with just getting the games out there and brand awareness. All things marketing related to Stern.
Mm-hmm. And how about Seth Davis as president? Have you heard anything, seen anything, felt anything from him being there yet?
Well, it's funny. I briefly was introduced to him at Expo, and that's when I made my pitch to come to Pintastic. I was introduced to him, and they asked Gary asked me when my starting day was, and told him the 16th. He says, "John, I don't think a lot of people in the office that day." And then that's when I jumped in. Well, you should send me to Pintastic. So here I am.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll appreciate your help in getting Seth Davis out here in the future.
Yes, but yeah, to the point where we are really excited to have Seth Davis on board under his leadership. Really excited to what the future holds for Stern Pinball. I think he's a great addition, and I'm so glad to be working for him.
All right. Well, I'm sure that we'll get back to Chicago and get your appropriate points for that. All right. Last call for questions. Well, thanks for coming in,
Thank you.
and thanks for all your support of Pintastic over the years.
Thanks, Dave. Happy to be here.